Well, we're back then for penalties between Everton and Fulham, Carabao Cup quarter-final, and you join us just as the all the organisation and the admin and everything else and the team talk. We need a team talk for a penalty shootout. But anyway, we're ready to get started now, and it's going to be Beto to take the first penalty. Everton have won the toss and have chosen to take these penalties in front of their own fans, away from the Fulham fans who are at the other end of the ground. So Beto, off the bench, scored the goal that equalised Everton up against Burnley. Beto with a short run-up, sends the keeper the wrong way, and also puts the penalty in emphatically. So one down and one in for Everton, and now Keiran to take us through the Fulham penalty.
Yeah, I'll be bringing through the Fulham penalties today. Of course, I mentioned Fulham did win their penalty shootout in their opening round at home to Tottenham. Andreas Pereira is taking this penalty. He also took the first penalty in that tie and scored as well, so he's got the history to back him, but can he do it at Goodison Park? We know Jordan Pickford loves his mind games. He's stepping off his line here. He's at the edge of his 6-yard box, trying to make himself big when he's not even on his line. It's clear mind games from Jordan Pickford. We've seen him do it for England plenty of times, but the Brazilian Pereira is stepping up. The referee blows his whistle. Can Fulham open up their account here? A stuttered run-up, but Pereira's going to go for it, and he sends the Pickford the wrong way. A nice penalty. He had that little hop and a step as well, Pereira, but he sends Pickford the wrong way. It's 1-1.
And I like what Pereira did there as well. He turned to Pickford and gave him a little shush and just sort of stared back at him, which is good because that's going to wind Pickford up even more. He's going to do even more of that for the next penalty, which potentially might distract him from actually trying to save it. So it's all about doing that. We saw what's happened in that Carabao Cup final a few years ago where Kepa ended up sending a penalty up into the Wembley sky, having had everybody else take them first. But we'll wait and see now. It's the second penalty here for Everton, and it's the left-footed Dwight McNeil up against Burnley. McNeil, short run-up, but a very confident one. I mean, Lennon was diving, I think, with McNeil about 2 steps away from the ball there, but it's Everton converting their second penalty, 2 out of 2.
Comfortable penalty there for Dwight McNeil. It's going to be Tom Kearney who steps up. Didn't take a penalty in that game. He got subbed off in the 83rd minute against Tottenham, so he wasn't on the pitch to take a penalty with Fulham's number 10, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Another left footer stepping up, just like we've seen from Dwight McNeil. Can he level things up? 2-1 to Everton so far in the penalties. Fulham with a penalty in hand. Jordan Pickford once again trying to make himself look big. Tom Kearney stood over the penalty. He's going to step up. The step up, clear run up, and it's just beaten Pickford, who dived the right way to his bottom right, but just couldn't get a grasp on it. It's a good penalty from Tom Kearney. Enough accuracy, enough power on it to evade Pickford, and we're all square once again.
Yeah, 2 each from 2 taken, but so you see how Kearney steps up. He makes it quite clear where that ball's going. But having said that, there is a bit of power on that as well, so although Pickford guesses right, you always fancied that Kearney's effort would hit the back of the net. So now it's going to be Michael Keane. And there was a fascinating little look there at one of the Everton fans. But he had his head in his hands. They're singing, it's Keane, but Keane does hit it hard. The keeper does guess right, but it's in the back of the net. There's never any danger of that one going over the bar. It's actually quite a controlled penalty from Michael Keane in the end.
Yeah, they often say centre-backs. I mean, I remember Harry Maguire's at the World Cup, the Euros, for England. He just hammered it into the top corner. João Palhinha stepping up now. He did score a penalty in that tie against Tottenham Hotspur, so he'll be coming up to this one full of confidence. Everton 3, Fulham 2 on penalties. We've seen 5 successful ones so far. Can Jordan Pickford be the goalkeeper to save it? Of course, a huge place in a semi-final at stake. This is huge for both these sides, who've gone a lot further than may have been expected. The referee blows his whistle. The Portuguese man steps up. He hits his penalty and it just goes through Jordan Pickford. He got a strong hand to it, but he almost puts it into his own top corner there. Pickford, a smile from João Palhinha, and I think that's because he knows he's a lucky boy there.
Well, Pickford's deflected that ball up in the air and into the back of the net. Palhinha's effort was still very much going on target anyway, but Pickford just wasn't able to change the direction of the free kick, the penalty, I should say, as much as he wanted to. And Arnaud Danjuma now with a 4th penalty taker for Everton. And it looks like he's going to take, pretty standard run-up. Players these days never seem to take more than a 5 or 6 step run-up. Leno not quite as active as Pickford on his line, but still bouncing on his toes there, wanting to give himself a bit of a head start, trying to second-guess what Danjuma's going to do. Danjuma sends the keeper the wrong way. got to say that these Everton penalties are very, very confident. Pickford's got close to a couple of the Pickford's got close to a couple of the Fulham ones, but Leno can't really guess with these Everton penalty takers.
Yeah, and if Pickford can come up big here, it gives Everton an advantage going into the final penalties. Decordova-Reid stepping up now, a substitute in this game, made quite a decent impact, could have had a goal for himself. It was a nuisance for Nathan Patterson, who just about dealt with him more than enough as Fulham getting ready to step up. Jordan Pickford, once again, he's stepping way off his line. He's playing his mind games. We've seen it work for England plenty of times. He's just that type of goalkeeper. He's like that in normal play as well. But the Jamaican is stepping up. The referee blows his whistle. The run-up is underway. A hop and a step, and it's saved by Jordan Pickford. And advantage is with Everton. He never looked confident, did Decordova-Reid. He tried a similar run-up to Andreas Pereira, but it was a weak penalty. Pickford down to his bottom left, and if Everton score, they will be heading to the semi-finals.
They will. Well, we'll see. Is Pickford on his line when this penalty is taken? If this was VAR, would it be taken again? Oh, I think it could have been, but in any case, he just darts forward a little bit there, Pickford. So, as I say, that would have been retaken if it was a penalty, if it was a Premier League game. But he gets away with it as it's non-VAR Carabao Cup quarter-final. But now it's match point here for Everton. If Onana can score this, then Everton are in the semi-finals. It's big job here now for... Oh, it's a terrible penalty. I didn't even get a chance to say the words, Bernd Leno. And Amadou Onana has rolled that ball maybe half a foot away from where Leno was stood, right in the middle of the goal. Leno almost didn't have to, he almost just crouched down to make that. He didn't have to make a dive to save that. I mean, it's an awful, absolutely awful penalty from Onana. He's not trying to dummy the keeper and then just sends it straight down the middle. I just tell you very quickly that Chelsea have equalised in the 92nd minute at Stamford Bridge. So it's Chelsea 1 and Newcastle 1. That game's going to be heading for penalties, you would imagine. Mudryk with the goal there. But now all of a sudden Fulham have to score this to stay in the game now anyway. It's Carlos Vinicius.
Carlos Vinicius has to score. A lot of pressure on the Brazilian substitute here. Everton 4, Fulham 3. And as we mentioned, he has to score to take it to sudden death. He's stepping up for it now. Jordan Pickford tapping the crossbar. Vinicius goes for the penalty and he sends Pickford the wrong way. And we're back on level terms in this penalty shootout. A brilliant penalty in the end from Carlos Vinicius, who's turned around to Jordan Pickford. He's made a gesture towards him there, and we're back all level.
Yes, 4-4 after 5 penalties, so now penalty takers number 6. And it is sudden death now. Any miss from Everton and goal from Fulham, or vice versa, is going to result in the other side winning. So it is now big pressure here on Tarkowski, the Everton captain. The penalty spot, just checking that everything's right with that. Referee is happy. Leno is back on his line. He's not on his line. He's still trying to say that perhaps Tarkowski's ball isn't quite on the spot. This could be mind games now from Bernd Leno. Tarkowski steps up and he bangs that one straight down the middle. And as Leno dives over to the right, that penalty goes straight down the middle, just under the crossbar. And it's match point again. Fulham have got to score this one now.
That's a fantastic penalty. That almost screams Troy Deeney does that penalty. Hammers it high down the centre into the roof of the net, setting the tone there, the Everton captain. And who's going to step up now for Fulham? We're getting to the stage where it's a lot of pressure on the penalty. Kenny Tete, who did win it for Fulham against Tottenham, he scored the 5th penalty, and this is a real opportunity now to make Jordan Pickford a hero for the Everton fans. You can see the Everton fans watching on nervously. It's 5-4. He has to score to keep his side in it. If he misses, Everton will be through. Kenny Tete is stepping up. It's a straight run up and he goes for goal, and it's in the bottom corner. Pickford went the right way once again. It just creeps under him. It's not going for Pickford at the moment. He's already saved 1, but he could have saved about 3.
He could have saved about 3, and he's very close to saving that one. It just got away from him there as he puts that in. Kenny Tete's delighted. I think there's a bit of relief there on the Dutchman there as well, because he knew that was close to being saved. James Garner now the next penalty taker for Everton, and a bit of a short run up here for it looks like from Garner. He's got a very good right foot on him, so there's plenty of options here whether he wants to be technical and try and place it, whether he's going to try and sky it here. Now there's problems with the ball not being on the spot. This can sometimes happen after a long penalty shootout, of course, because that penalty spot is being scuffed up a little bit, even if there's no intent for that to happen. Yellow card now for Bernd Leno. he's either absolutely convinced that should be moved, or he's just gone all in to try and really distract James Garner. But he's been booked now, the Fulham keeper. He's going to have to watch. Of course, I can't think of a time when I've seen a keeper sent off during a shootout. That would make things very interesting. Garner now against Leno, and Leno's been dummied there. James Garner not worried about the goalkeeper's mind games at all.
Great penalty in the end by James Garner. It's Everton 6, Fulham 5 in the penalty shootout, and Anthony Robinson stepping up now. We are entering that territory where it's players that really didn't want to step up and take one. We're going to start seeing defenders get involved a lot more. Of course, we have seen Michael Keane and Tarkowski take a penalty for Everton. Brilliant penalties at that as well. Anthony Robinson, the American, standing over this penalty. He has to score. If he misses, Everton will be through to the semi-finals. He had a decent game, did Anthony Robinson. Practically created Fulham's goal in open play. He steps up for the penalty, sends Pickford the wrong way, and it's Everton 6, Fulham 6, and a very calm and composed penalty.
Yeah, so 6-all after 7 penalties. Both sides missing 1 penalty so far. We're back to all square. And the game at Stamford Bridge is in the 6th minute of injury time, so we're going to be getting a penalty shootout there anytime soon. It's all over, of course, between Port Vale and Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough are the only team through to the quarter-finals, to the semi-finals so far. And they're going to be joined very soon, you would imagine, by either Everton or Fulham, before we have that penalty shootout at Stamford Bridge. But and it's Idrissa Gueye steps up. He rushed his penalty, and Bernd Leno has guessed, and he has made the save. I'm not actually sure if this penalty was even heading on target. He seems like he sort of scuffed that a little bit there, Idrissa Gueye. But all of a sudden, for the first time in this penalty shootout, it's suddenly match point to Fulham.
Yeah, match point to Fulham, and what an opportunity this is for the away side to send themselves to a semi-final.
Has he hit the post?
It was very unclear as to what has happened in terms of, did he get a touch to it, Bernd Leno there. But it is match point Fulham. Who's going to be stepping up to take this one? Tosin Adarabioyo was probably my man of the match in general play, and this is a real opportunity now for Fulham. It's 6-6. Idrissa Gueye has just missed his penalty. A good opportunity for Fulham. We can see the rest of the Fulham players almost jogging up and down. They know this is the big time now. Will this match finally be over, or are Everton going to be given a lifeline? A big moment for Jordan Pickford to make himself a hero again. Adarabioyo steps up, goes for goal, and he does go into the back of the net. It is full time, and Fulham will be going through to the next round. It's Everton 6, Fulham 7 on penalties, and look at the delight for the Fulham players. Bernd Leno, the hero for Fulham, but commiserations for Everton, who did grab that leveller as well, but it's the London side who go through.
Yeah, Fulham go through on penalties. Devastated. Amadou Onana there as well, looking very disappointed with himself, but it's Everton. Couldn't quite get the job done in 90 minutes. They got the late equaliser. Fulham, they led at half-time, and they're through to the semi-finals. They await to see who's going to join them. They know that Middlesbrough are there. Chelsea or Newcastle will be joining them in the next 10 minutes. So that penalty shootout is available on our service. Do switch across to that one if you would like to. With myself, Paul Szczerbakowicz and Keiran Graham, thank you very much, and join us again soon.